A few days ago, former WBA welterweight champion of the world, Keith one-time Thurman, opened up about his loss to Manny Pacquiao last year, July 20th. He spoke about trying to get over certain mental barriers, but he also just put in the little caveat that his right hand was injured actually going into the fight because of some sparring he did. Now, it really just reminded me of what Floyd Mayweather once said, which is surprising because Mayweather is not normally somebody I go to for enlightening quotes because he usually just recycles. Hell of a fighter. I want to thank HBO. You know what it is. But once Mayweather did say that you very rarely go into a fight at 100%. Because you have to put your body through such a rigorous regime to get it into fighting fit condition, you're going to be going into the ring with little niggles here and there. And Mayweather said that only twice in his career, Diego Corrales in 01 and Arturo Gatti in 05, they were the 2 times in his whole career when he went in at 100%. That's what he said. And I can believe it. Because like Joe Frazier said, train hard, fight easy. Training is tough, right? Are we supposed to buy what Thurman's saying here? Is he giving it because the fight was close? Is he giving it as a little pardon for the fact he lost? What I don't buy is he said in the same interview that it made him reluctant to throw his shots near the end of the fight. But it's like your title's on the line. It can't get any more urgent. Do you want to see your title go, so you'll just try and save your hand a little bit? This is one of your mega fights against so far your most celebrated opponent. You can't tell me that he was holding back the shots because his hand hurt a little. If you're doing that, then you're not a real fighter to the bone. Another thing is it just shows how much things have changed. If the Thurman-Pacquiao fight had been made back in 2013, I think Thurman had stopped Jesus Soto Karass. He still had the KOs going. He was still living up to the one-time nickname. We still thought this is a big punching new welterweight. Manny Pacquiao was on the comeback trail. He got a cautious performance by his standards against Brandon Rios in 2013, trying to rebuild after a devastating knockout against Marquez. Had you matched them up then, it would have been like, this is a bad match for Pacquiao. Thurman is a full-blown welterweight. He's a big puncher. As we know, as he started to increase and improve the competition, his punching power, his one-time, seemed to disappear for whatever reason. Now, because the fight was close and the fact that Thurman gave Pacquiao a shot at the title, it could warrant a rematch. But ultimately, I think realistically, looking at it, because of this pandemic, and Pacquiao is 41, who is he going to fight? Like, it could be his last fight, his next fight, right? If he fights a Spence or a Crawford, it could at least be his last fight at the very top level. So, he hasn't got the time, has he, for a rematch against Thurman? I think Thurman knows that now, trying to get a fight against Crawford himself. What do you think of the excuse, though? The old, my hand was a bit injured. Do you think there's any real validity to that? I would have been very surprised if Manny Pacquiao, at his age, had not been going into that fight with some injuries himself.